Hey guys, it's Limony the Prove It guy, and it's been a couple of days since the Power of Video, and I thought I would elaborate. I posted the other day and I put 10 points, 10 takeaways that I got from the day, and I thought it would be best, because of the types of questions I've been getting, I thought it would be best for me to just elaborate a wee bit on those points. So point number one came from Calvin Hamilton. He works with Gary Vee over in New York. I met him a few times over the last week, and we talked about different aspects, but the most important thing that I took away from speaking with him was that you should follow the Gary Vee model. So the Gary Vee model, if you just Google it, you'll find it. Just read through the slides and then just implement what he's been doing. So he's one of the people that's reaching more people than anyone else in the world. So obviously his model works. And the gist of the model was that you should make one piece of content that's maybe up to about 10 minutes long. So something like what I'm doing now. And then cut that into snippets, so that you can use it on your Facebook, your Instagram, LinkedIn. You can make memes out of it. You can make wee quotes. And that way you're reaching a wider audience with your message. And if you're making videos because you believe you have a good message to share with the world, then why not share it in more places so it'll reach more people? Through meeting him as well, it's something that was really important was that he was only 19. So he was doing something that a lot of people would consider just an amazing job. He's got an amazing opportunity working with who he works with, but he's so humble and inspiring in what he does. And being only 19 should show to people that whatever your goal is, and age shouldn't be an issue. You should just go straight forward. He told the story about how he even got his job, which was just emailing the company. So maybe if there's somewhere you want to work or something you want to do, someone you want to be in touch with, reach out to them. The worst thing that'll happen is, one, they'll say no, or two, they'll just ignore you. Point two comes from Arron Crascall. This guy does videos that last up to 15 seconds. And the main thing I got from him was to do whatever it is that you do because you love it, not for likes and follows. So if you're sitting watching yourself back on video and you're hoping this is the video, I'm going to try to make this perfect so that people follow me, or you're going back through old posts and looking and seeing you've only 10 likes or 5 likes or whatever, that shouldn't be your aim. Your aim should be to do it because you love it, and if you help people along the way, then that's brilliant. So if you do it and only one person gets something from your video, then that should be your reason to keep doing it. And that's something that Arron kept saying, that he would keep going as long as one person laughs at what he puts up there, then he will just keep doing. So do it because you love it, not because you want likes and follows. And the other point that he talked about that I took from it as well was that he is who he is all the time. And I got to speak to him after his talk and before his talk the second day. And he was exactly the same person. He was humble in what he was doing. He loved what he was doing. He was always thinking about the next video, which if he wasn't doing that, he wouldn't be able to keep up with what he's doing. So if you put on a persona, or if you try to be something you're not going to survive in the industry where you're trying to push yourself, whether you're doing makeup or PTing or whatever it is that you are doing videos for. If you try to be something you're not going to be able to sustain that. It's just not going to work. Point three, Jesse Driftwood. He was the reason I actually went to the event. He does Instagram stories, so if you don't follow him, you really should. He does Instagram stories where he edits them like a movie. So the edits are really clean and amazing. And during one of his stories, he was telling us a story about people watched the video where his child was jumping off a sofa onto the cushions, and she kept climbing up and jumping off. So he was able to video that. So he just took the opportunity that was put in front of him, and he turned that into a really nice video. But what I really liked about it was he talked about how he didn't know he was going to do this. So he hadn't videoed the start, the setup. So the video made no sense without a setup. So he knew he had to reset everything and then do it again. But he didn't really want to do that. And that's, again, being faker than any of these guys want to be. So what he did was tidied it up, reversed the footage, and made it something cool out of it. So he actually said something along the lines of, you can even make your laziness work for you. So I just thought that was amazing. So even when you don't have an idea, or you don't really know what your message is, you can still put something together. You can still make it look good or sound good, and then just put that out there. And again, if you reach one person, then that should really be job done for you. Number 4, There are no small creators. Creation is an amazing thing. And that was Cody Warner. I think it's Warner, I'm not 100% sure. So if you want to correct me on that. But he came on, he had loads of energy, and he talked about everything that got him to where he is. But he asked a question at the start, and it was, who consider themselves to be a small creator? When he asked that question, loads of people raised their hand. But he talked about how not everybody can create. And creating is, like, when you think about it, you're taking something that does not exist. It might just be in your mind, or you might see something and think something completely different that nobody else would think of. And then you turn that from a thought to an actual thing, like this microphone I'm using and the phone and everything. That was just in somebody's head at the start, and now it's an actual thing. So whether you have one person liking your stuff or 50 million, 1,000, 100 million, you're still creating, you're still doing something amazing. So you should be happy with what you're doing. Again, if you go back and you don't chase for likes or follows, then you will stay more consistent and you will stay more happy. So remember, there is no small creator. Number 5 comes from Dan Mace, who works with Casey Neistat. So most people who look at YouTube videos and things will have come across him at some stage. And his idea was to step back and take a look at your life and then improve it if you can, change whatever's holding you back and move on, and also to be part of the bruv. That was his overlying theme, and I really enjoyed it because the overlying theme was find people around you that help you grow so that you can create a community, a squad, a family, whatever you want to put it, that is aiming for you and them to reach higher than you already are. When you do that and you use social media, then your bruv or your squad can be anywhere in the world. You don't have to just have friends within your immediate vicinity. You can reach anyone. Like with the power of social media, we can reach anyone in the world. And this is why I do videos, because I can talk to someone in Japan, someone in America, anywhere, and I can give them my message and hopefully help them improve their life along the way. So create a community around you, whether it's virtual or whether it's in real life. Create the community and you'll never know where it will bring you. So number 6 comes from Jason Mainella, aka Lunchboxfpv. So he was a drone pilot, so a lot of his talk he actually had like goggles on and was flying a drone. And the drones are like you're sitting in it, so whenever you see the video live, it looks like he's driving a wee spaceship. And part of his talk was amazing, and he talked about how he never thought he would get where he is, and now he travels the world flying drones, and he's got to do it in some spectacular places. But what I really liked is he told a story about waking up and he was tired and hungover, and he was trying to do a live that day because he does lives every day. And he just landed dressed in a robe and did his live, and people loved it. People loved the rawness of it and just the fact that he didn't get all dressed up and didn't overthink what he was wearing to do the live. And I think that's something that a lot of people miss out on. A lot of people think that you have to wait till the video is going to be perfect. And it's why I started lives about a year ago, because then it would stop me editing. Like, this video will be edited, but it's because I want a different type of video. When I do live, everything is in it. I could fall over, people have landed, I get distracted by birds and whatever's going on around me. That's the rawness of live, and I think once you get used to that, then it helps you when making videos like this, because you don't have to worry too much about what people think. It gets you over that hump of thinking, I wonder, is this good enough? And again, that's just the same as everyday life. Once you get into the habit of just doing things, not worrying about failing, because you know you can learn from the failure, then it doesn't really matter what you do as long as you just do something. So number 7 comes from Sorelle Amore, and her message was that there should be no gender in content creations, just good or bad content. And I really love that message, because again, like, there's guys out there that want to do things that are saturated by a female market, and then females that want to do things that are saturated by a male market. And we can look at that and think, oh, that's pretty good. Like, considering you're a male, that's really good, or considering you're a female, that's really good. Where what we should be doing is just looking at what they create. So it's the same as in home business. Whenever you create a business, whatever your business is, no matter what the niche is or what the market is, if you're confident in what you do and you've trained and studied and you're doing it to the best of your ability, your goal is to help people, then it shouldn't really matter if you're male or female. So I think that was an amazing message that she put out there. Her talk was, again, great. Her energy was really high. And that was something that happened overall throughout the whole thing. The energy was high because the people loved doing whatever it was that they were doing. And that's where I think most people miss out. They look for something to either get likes, to get shares, to get follows, to make money. You can't maintain that if you don't love it. So aim for the love first, and then I guarantee everything else will come after that. Number 8 comes from Lincoln and Dan from What's Inside. Listen to them talk. Was amazing. They're a father and son, and they work together, and they just bounce off each other so well that the family aspect just makes you want to stay engaged in what they're talking about. So I've looked at their videos since, and some of them are amazing. Like, you get to see what's inside, like the randomest things, and they work alongside another guy called Jerry Riggs Everything, who is, again, another person I've never seen because I don't look to fix anything. If it's broke, I usually just give it to my dad and tell him to sort it out. If it's broken, it's technical, I give it to Chris and ask him to sort it out. But again, watching the way they engage and the fact that they love what they're doing, it just made me want to watch more of what they do. And their message was to stay true to you. So whatever it is, don't again, it's back to persona. Don't put on a persona. Be yourself and stay true to that so that you can grow in everything that you're doing. They also said, again, a lot of these messages came across through the other people as well. Find like-minded people and collaborate with them. So again, build a crew, build a bruv, and collaborate along with them. And one of the other things that you should check out the video was Lincoln said that 30-year-old soup is gross. So they opened a tin of 30-year-old soup, and he tells us it's gross. And I watched the video, it looks gross. But again, they're doing something, that all came from a science project, and now they travel the world talking about their passion and what they do. So again, find what you love, and you will find people interested in that as well. Number 9 comes from Damien and Billy from Speed Motion. So they organised, or were part of the organisation of the Power of Video. They put on an amazing weekend. They brought people from all over the world, some of the top names in the industry, and got them to speak in Belfast. So what I took away from them was that not only can you chase a dream, but you can actually catch it and then blow it out of the water. Meeting them and talking to them as well, they were just really nice guys. Everyone I met had time to speak to you, was willing to answer any questions, and just get involved with everyone because they love what they do. Again, it's the overlying theme of the whole weekend was the people there loved what they do, and they loved inspiring people to get involved in every niche that people were there. So you can chase your dream, you can achieve your dream, and that was proved all over last weekend. And number 10, create consistently, create good stuff, improve your knowledge, and just continue to grow for yourself. And that was just my thoughts over listening to every talk. That was the overlying theme. If you keep creating and you keep being consistent in whatever it is that you do, whatever it is you want to achieve, you will get better. So whenever I was doing PT, and I would have always said, if you do something every day, just something small every day to improve what you're doing, within a year you will have improved a lot. Instead of trying to focus on massive improvement at the start, keep building your knowledge, keep building what you're doing, and you will improve. And over a year, them little tiny improvements will be massive. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you really enjoyed it. I enjoyed making the video, and please like and subscribe and share it with anyone else you think it would help. Thank you.